sheep. There is a farm up behind them. But yeah, hello sheepies, because it is, oh, gotta wait for see. You think they're just gonna run off? Oh, bugger. Hello people, another ride up here in the Brecon Beacons, Bannau Brycheiniog. It's a bit mistier here today than I expected it to be. Yeah, it's definitely misty and a headwind, which is pretty cold. You wouldn't think this was summer, but we're gonna do the sort of alternative gap. It's not really the gap because we're not going to go down that one long continuous rock garden, but we are going to go sort of up to Bannau Brycheiniog and across the ridgeline there and then back down. So anyway, let's see how this goes. Cheers people. So I no longer take the gully route, which is down there. I take the route up from the Nav Reservoir car park up to here and then head up there. That gully used to be so much fun to ride down. Now it's just eroded so badly. Well, it's difficult to ride for somebody like me. So normally we would see here great views of Pen y Fan, but as you can see, it's covered in mist. I started out relatively early in order to avoid the hordes of walkers, and there are still quite a lot of walkers. But yeah, hopefully it clears up at some point along the ride. I have tried to do this route before and I had a major mechanical and I had to turn back. So even if this is not going to be the most picturesque of videos, I think it's worth seeing what this route is like, and if it's worth coming back later in the summer to see how it is and the bed conditions. Right, so we're not going to go down the endless rock garden. There's the gap. We're going to go up there. There's a mountain up there. So we're off at Bannau Brycheiniog, but we are going to take a right here. Oh, glad to be out of that headwind. So while this is, well, steep, not as bad as the main route straight up Bannau Brycheiniog. Definitely rideable. It's hard to see where you're going. It's so misty up here. It's not ideal. So let's walk out onto the diving board. As you can probably see down there, there is quite a drop down there. Right, now we are heading down here somewhere. Tell you what, it's nice to be out of that headwind. Oh, my glasses are fogging up just as much as the fog itself, so I'm getting a double whammy with visibility here. Oh, my life! What you don't want to do is come off and go down to the left there. But I'm having a job seeing anything. Where's my glasses? My purple glasses. Yeah, we are going up here along the ridge. Is this a good idea? I don't know. I begin to think not, so it's not so bad. It's paved. So given the conditions today, I'm going to take this ridge section quite cautiously. Usually this would be beautiful views, and I bet you what, this afternoon there'll probably be beautiful views. And also today, apparently, I was talking to some hikers, some walkers on the top of Bannau Brycheiniog, and they have something called Van on today, which is going up and down Van by the tourist route, I assume, 10 times. Right, I see absolutely no point getting the drone out. Firstly, it would not do so well at all. Nice little cairn there. Firstly, you won't be able to see anything. Right. And secondly, it'll probably put it blown away. Oh. So just went through a boulder garden, which effectively was, and didn't record it because I was too focused on navigating the very big stones as opposed to switching my camera on. But yeah. Whoa. You can see that down there. That's how close to the edge we are. Ah, a little bit easier. For a bit, probably. Oh, that's a bit narrow. Just very wary of how narrow this is. Oh, that I'm gonna have to walk my bike up. That is something which I'm not going to ride up. So when you go along this sort of trail, you do realise how incredibly exposed you are, especially that left hand side. Especially when the footpath narrows significantly. Oh, another bit of a boulder garden. This one not so bad. Hard to tell which way to go. So again, I'm very pleased to have had the Avanox route system on the display. So I'm not sure I would find my way otherwise. I probably would. These are fairly well marked tracks, but still misty. Still pretty cold. This is actually a pretty cool path. This. Do I take up the line or lower line? Yeah, taking me up the line. I think I'll go down to the lower line now. Yeah, this is a pretty cool path actually. Can't wait to do this again when it's sunny and warm. Oh, I think we're going downhill a bit. Oh, this is a nice little path. I actually have no idea now where I am, whether I completed the ridge or whether this is just part of the ridge. Oh bugger, got crap on my glasses. Well, this is a nice path down, but because I can't see very far in front of me, it's difficult to pick out a route. I've never come down this before, so this is all very interesting. I know Andy Boy has done the Bannau Big Ridge line. I don't know which way he went or came down. I think he came up the same way as I did. I'm also pretty sure I missed a peak up there somewhere. There probably was one. Oh, look at the headwind. this will be nice. Whoop. If I can see where we went. Right, there's a path along there. I think we're going this way. There's lots of these little boggy sort of lips. And you don't know if they're just going to be rollable or whether you've got to sort of take them as a little bit of a jump. Like that. So that's a jump. Just going to assume every one of those is a jump. Well, this is a nice route down. For a bike anyway. I saw Crush Bishop take an alternative route down. I wouldn't know whether, but it definitely isn't this one. Because that seemed like a really quite interesting way down. I tried to take the one which avoided the steps towards the top. It's a nice thing about Komoot. They will sometimes give you photographs of sort of like interesting points. So you can decide, is that for me or not? But this is remarkably dry for moorland. I think we are starting to get below some cloud. There is a hill to the left of me. Am I going up there? Looks like I am. So as you can clearly see, that's where I come from. There is a hill up there somewhere, which is where we just came down. That's a nice little cane. Alright, this path, in inverted commas, is taking me somewhere, I hope. Not the most well used of paths. Oh, it's getting a bit better now. Right, we go down here, I think. This route was attempting not to go into Talabont, because this was not supposed to be a gap ride. We will link up with a Brno tram road at some point. Now that looks like a definite path now, doesn't it? Oh, sorry birdies. Oh, look at that, I can actually see. Wow, I think we're heading down there. And that looks better. As in I can see something, and it looks like it's I can go downhill, go get a bit of speed up. Look at that, I'm underneath the clouds. And you can now see some sort of hillage. So we came from up round there. So up round there somewhere is our route. Not only am I now out of the clouds, I can see where I'm going, it is a lot warmer. Because we're also out of the wind. And look at those views over the Black Mountains over there. Beautiful. I have never been over this part of the Brecon Beacons of Bannau Brycheiniog. And this is what the bike allows me to do, to explore these places. So I would think, nah, I don't want to walk that. It's too much effort. Oh, sheepies. Well, we're in a race now, are we? I think we go through that gate. Nice. Alright, we're going down this nice little farmer's track. Alright, now we're on to what's clearly forestry road. I was supposed to have turned off somewhere up there. According to the map, I should be going down there somewhere. According to my route, I should say. That does not look like there's a route down there. But I did see something further on up. Well, that is where I saw something which could be a way in here. Oh, look at that. That is loamy. Wow, look at that. If I knew this better, I'd be taking this is a proper mountain bike thing. Wow. This is pretty cool. If I knew it was here, I would have been sending this. Whoop. But I don't know it existed. This will be something to try when I come back next. This is definitely a mountain bike route, isn't it? Somebody's gone to a lot of effort over that. Wow. Wow, there's a shark fin there. Which way do I go though? Wow, there are lots of mountain bike trails through here. I'm not going to take a gap jump. That is not my forte. Well, there's clearly a lot of effort have gone into these trails up here. But I'm not sure I'm still on the right route here. I don't see any alternative. Well, I think I sort of am going in the right direction. Question is, which way do I go? I think I'll go in here. Oh man, that looks like it's quite steep. That's quite loamy. Oh. Right, this is definitely loam territory. Oh, where are we going here? Oh, that is a hard one to take on the this is incredibly loamy and steep. Oh, how do you get around that? Oh. I'm back onto a road now anyway. After all that loamy stuff, that was quite interesting. The jump features were a bit beyond my pay grade. But the loamier stuff, that was apart from the really tight switchbacks, pretty interesting. So this is classed as a mountain bike route. Cool. Down here, across a very interesting water feature. A nice little brook. Look at that, it's lovely, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Let's head up here. This is pretty cool. Woohoo! Scamping sheep. Well, hang on, I think we got up there. Because that is a mountain bike route. Wow! I wouldn't mind finding out where that mountain bike route goes fully with those signs. Because this is nowhere I've been anywhere up here before on my bike. I never even thought about coming up here. We're still following the mountain bike route. I tell you what though, there's a lot of sheep shit. Get some of your tyres going along here. I think that's where we go, down here. Is it? Oh yeah, to the left then. Look at that, another lovely water feature. I'm still following the mountain bike route signs as well as my map. Oh, we're back on some tarmac now. That was a very interesting route down. I enjoyed that. Now I'm getting splattered with sheep shit. It's all coming off my wheel. Now we're on the Telebont to Merthyr road. We will turn off from this shortly, but I'm glad I persevered with this ride because that ended up being very interesting. I quite enjoyed that. Right, now we're coming across the dam, Telebont, and we will be connecting up with a part of the Gap route, which is the Brecon tram road. This is one bit which is interesting. Well, it used to be interesting. Now I've got the amflow. It is pretty straightforward. On my last Beacons ride, we went along there back to travel. Now we're going up the old normal gap route for a while anyway. So when I did my Langenadid route, I came down this, and I must admit, that was a lot of fun. And I will do that again at some point, because I enjoyed that. I normally just go up this. Come on, yep, yeah, nice. Now we're going right now up here, up here boys, up to that little up here man. Let's do it, is it? Again, we're following tracks which are not really tracks per se, but yeah, I wish I'd gone to the top of that hill now. So I've got to the top of that one. You can see the gap route along there. We are going to go up along there though. Let's just hope I got enough juice in my battery. This is classic bleak Brecon Beacons, Bannau Brycheiniog, moorland. Sheep don't mind it though. Oh, I don't know, never asked them. They might actually hate it. There we are, the trip point. Lovely. Right. I think we mostly go down, which is always nice. Getting out of this wind as well. Just follow the motorbike tracks down there. Just make it a bit difficult to get any speed up because there's so many bloody ruts. Oh, this is all very nice. Steep. Now this is interesting. This is actually very steep. That wasn't what I was expecting, but still, it's definitely doable. Well, that was fun. That's the thing about those sort of steep bits. You've got a good runoff, not such a problem. Rid of things down here, roots down here. But picking one and avoiding the horses. Hello horsies. You alright guys? Oh, we're now back on the Merthyr Talabont road. So yeah, we come down from the top of that hill there. And that was fun. That bit coming down there was fun. It was a bit of a slog getting to the top, but the bit coming down was fun. So I'm not taking the classic bridle way back from the road, but I'm going to try and find the secondary viewpoint so I can then come down the rocky road section of what would have been the bit to the gully. So that did involve a bit of a slog on a fire road, but this now looks pretty interesting. Looks pretty cool actually. Bit of a technical downhill. Well, downhill, just over rocky stuff, yeah? But still interesting. here we are to the, which would be normally the route to the gully. But as you can see, I was up there for Fanny Big, still largely covered in cloud. So Pen y Fan would be up there, covered in cloud. So anyway, it was a great ride. Right, now we're back to the Niagara Reservoir car park, which was a few cars in here. Now, a lot of cars. So yeah, that was a pretty good route. It's starting to brighten up now, so maybe I should have come out a bit later. It's about 11 o'clock, so maybe I should have come out a bit later, but then it'd have been ram pack on a lot of those trails. So anyway, it's one to do again when the weather is good. The last bit, when I come up over the hill, so the alternative going down to Doligay, there was a slog to the top. I won't lie to you about that, but the bit coming down, that was a lot of fun. That was fun. So was that detour worth it? Well, I tell you what, unless you really want to do that detour over the top of that hill, I'd still go down the Doligay route, because that is a lot of fun as well. But yeah, it's an alternative way if you're fed up with doing the gap. And I think going over the roads to Fanny Big, going down, hitting that cool mountain bike trail. You know, that's in the middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere, that mountain bike trail. Well, it looked like it was middle of nowhere to me. And finding that was quite impressive. And yeah, you know, most of those features were above my skill level, but the other thing is that that was pretty much a halfway point, probably the furthest away from the car I would get. So the last thing I wanted to do was to get injured at that point. So yeah, that's a really good ride. I will do it again in the summer when the weather is a bit better and the views will be spectacular. Anyway, cheers people, and thanks for watching.